I have to admit, there is a charm in reading an ingredient list that feels like a trip through a farmer's market. So you have kale, pomegranate, grape, aloe vera, and you half expect a smoothie recipe at the end, but no, it's a nail polish. So when it comes to nail coatings, the story is a little different. And let's see what these formulas are actually doing looking at the ingredient list. And by the way, I'm not a chemist, so this is just my limited knowledge when it comes to nail polish ingredients. So if you are a cosmetic formulator who formulates polishes, I'm all ears. So the base coat. The role of the base coat is to bond to the nail. And this base coat is a classic formula, I would say, of nitrocellulose and resin blends, which creates a film, but also has an ingredient that's called polyvinyl butyryl, PVB, and that ingredient boosts the adhesion. PVB is known for strong bonding ability. Many people are talking about it. Some people are scared of it. It helps the nail polish to stick very well. And sometimes, yes, it can stick a little bit too well. So this is not a soft buffering base. This is a classic bonding base coat designed to keep everything in place. It is great, long-lasting base coat, but it's less ideal if your nails are already peeling or if the surface is already damaged, because sometimes the bond of the coating to the nail, it can be stronger than the layers of the nail are bonded to each other, and then something has to give, and then you have more peeling. Let's look at the top coat. Looking at the ingredients, it's also a typical top coat that contains nitrocellulose. It contains acrylates, but these are polymer acrylates, so they're not the ones that you would have in a gel system. Also has a resin systems for forming a smooth glossy film. It has plasticizers to keep the film from becoming too brittle, and also has a ingredient that is called, a long name, trimethyl siloxysilicate, and it boosts the shine and durability. So there is something else that is in the formula, something a little different, a photo initiator that gives the top coat slight smell like a gel. So when I opened the bottle, I right away noticed, it kind of smells a little bit like gel. So yes, you can almost smell it. I think it's the photo initiator. That tells us that this is a tightly cross-linked film, because these photo initiators, they help with the cross-linking. So this is not a true gel, but it is gel-like type of product. This top coat is designed to hold on, to smooth out everything, and to stay put. And like most things that hold on really tightly, it might not always be the most forgiving when it's time to take off the polish, when it's time to say goodbye. And let's talk about the skincare ingredients. So you will find kale extract, pomegranate oil, grape extract, aloe vera, vitamins, even biotin at the very end, and minerals. So that is a beautiful list, I have to say, but here is my take on it. So these formulas are fast-drying, solvent-based systems. So they form a film quickly within a few minutes, and once that film is in place, there is a very little opportunity for these ingredients to meaningfully interact with the nail. So they are present, but to me, it looks like it's more for a label decoration than actual benefit to the nail. So think of it this way: a beautifully baked cake with a sprinkle of blueberry powder on top. It sounds impressive, but it's still a cake. So it's still a nail polish. When it comes to the application, the drying time and the initial impressions that I had. So both the base coat and the top coat went on beautifully smooth, and you can almost feel the addition of the dimethicone in there. So the base coat dried quite quickly, and by the time the last finger was polished, the first one was ready for the top coat. So yes, that top coat had a bit of a smell of gel. And like I mentioned earlier, I think it's the photo initiator in it. It's not bad, but because I'm so familiar with the smell of uncured gel. I smell everything, I sniff everything. So it definitely has that smell. So it's just a little different from other top coats. The dry time was good. The finish after 3-4 minutes was still a bit sticky. So it's not the finish that gives you that fully dry feeling like Dazzle Dry top coat has, or Seche Vite, but it was good. And the shine was a little bit less than what I expected, but I have a feeling that if you apply this top coat over base coat, 2 layers of color, the shine is going to be much higher because you are applying it on top of 3 coats. Here you are applying it over just a very thin base coat. So I would say that the shine was kind of average, similar to any Dazzle Dry base coat, top coat combo that I often do. So at the end of the day, this is still a traditional film forming nail coating, and the plant-based and sunlight curing language is more about marketing and the label decoration, as I call it, than a different curing mechanism or different coating. What matters the most, and this is what I'm testing here, is how the formula performs, how it dries, because this is important, how shiny it is, and how it interacts with your nails over time. And let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.